So, Greg, welcome to my podcast. The name is Vertriebsoffensive. It's about sales, but you are the speaker on the main stage of the Marketing Offensive in Hamburg in September. So, thank you for being part of my podcast. Let's talk about marketing and branding. You are the former Nike chief marketing manager, and you were in this company. You were at Nike for 27 years. Unbelievable. So maybe you introduce yourself, and I'm very curious. 27 years. What are your main learnings in this long time at Nike?
Yes, well, it's great to be here, and thanks for the invitation for this conversation. And I arrived at Nike at 22 years old, and I came into the company as a graphic design intern. So I literally was designing logos for athletes and products and campaigns. That's how I got my start. I had no vision of the future that I would someday become head of marketing for this particular company. So, but along the way, I started to gain more responsibility and started to develop a deep passion for advertising, for consumer experiences, for innovation, whether it's products or services or innovative campaigns. And so over the years, I started to have more accountability, and ultimately for about 8 years oversaw brand creative for the company. What that means is the brand's voice, its identity, and the way it feels around the world. And ultimately those functions are things like social media marketing, retail marketing, event marketing, and all the different touch points that the consumer engages with a brand. My team would develop those experiences and those stories on that. And ultimately that led to the chief marketing officer role at Nike, which of course was a huge privilege and honor to work at a brand that obviously over and over again, not only brings products that help you perform at the highest level that you have within yourself, but it's a brand that creates deep emotional feelings within you as well when you engage with those products. And I think that's ultimately what the best brands do. They transcend simply what a product or service does, right? They spend time thinking about how a product or service or a brand is going to make you feel about yourself, make you feel empowered that you're going to be able to achieve your highest potential as a human being, regardless of what business sector you work within.
Mm-hmm. All right. Nike is known as a very creative company and very creative marketing. What kind of creative ideas do you think helped Nikes to stand out and make people loyal to the brand? And what can we as small and medium companies in Germany, what can we learn about this?
Yeah, great question. So I grew up in a culture where one of the overriding maxims was lead from the front. So that meant in athletics that you go out first and you go out fast and the competition follows you. So within the world of business and marketing, what this means is you're going to strive to be an innovation front runner. You're going to take those risks before everybody else. You're going to learn from failure, but ultimately when you're trying new things, it's not really failure. It's just the price of innovation on the journey to creating something that's quite dynamic and disruptive in your industry. So one of the biggest takeaways for the audience is making sure you're setting aside time and protecting that time to dream about the future, right? What emerging technologies, capabilities, and platforms are out there, and how would that apply to your business, to your marketing, right? Don't wait for someone else to do it, right? You need to go out and make sure you're spending the time to experiment so that you're the one that's leading from the front, not your competition.
Yeah, be the first.
That's right.
The second is first loser. Yeah. Every brand faces problems, and so Nike as well. Can you talk about a tough situation Nike faced and how your marketing and branding strategies helped to fix it?
Yeah, well, I think any brand, especially when you're a dominant leader within your category, there's always going to be smaller brands that are coming along and making a lot of noise, right? They're new, they're disruptive, they're fresh. And it's always important for you as a brand, again, whether you're a small business, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a products and services company, you're not just marketing the performance attributes of your products. You also, again, have to remind people about your purpose and promise. Like, why do you exist as a brand, right? I always have this mantra. Good brands create moments, but great brands create movements, right? You're always reminding your customer, what's that audacious vision of the future that you're inviting them to be a part of with other passionate people like themselves? Your product is an invitation to that movement. So oftentimes, if we were facing adversity as a marketing or as a brand, right, we leaned into that mantra, just do it, which is the ultimate invitation for everyone to achieve their highest human potential. But if you're not out there investing in brand marketing and you're just investing in product marketing, then most likely you might wake up someday and say, what happened to our brand? So again, it's making sure you're investing in the product's performance attributes, but at the same time, you're investing in the why of the brand. Like, why do you exist? What's your purpose? Where are you taking everyone? And how is the world going to be a better place with your brand within their lives?
Okay. The world a better place. So let's talk about the future. What is next? How do you think marketing and branding will change in the next few years? What do you think? What will change? Everybody talks about AI and so on. Will it have an impact on marketing and branding?
Absolutely. If you think about the speed of the consumer, right? It's moving very, very fast. And any successful company has to move at the speed of the aspirations and desires of its customers. If you're not there when they need you most, they will move on and engage with another brand. So the good news for marketers and business leaders is these new capabilities, certainly within AI, that allow you to accelerate your ability to deliver marketing assets, communication, your brand voice to the consumer with more speed. But here's the issue as we move ahead. We have to make sure we're not trying to deliver more faster, right? You have to deliver with greater speed, but what you deliver has to be meaningful and inspiring and insightful. Otherwise, you're just filling space, right? So there's a lot of messages out there in terms of the future of marketing of deliver more at greater speed, but that's not going to necessarily create a stronger emotional connection in the future with your customers, right? If you're just reporting the news and there's nothing insightful about what you're saying about your products and services, you're just reporting what exists at face value, they can find that on their own. So for us, for marketers, our superpower is being able to peel back the layers, right? And reveal a truth or insight that's quite interesting. And then we communicate that in a profound way with our storytelling. But you have to start that process as a human being. AI can help give you, enrich the idea, right? With a variety of different options at your fingertips, which is a fantastic advantage. But we have to start with finding that truth or insight. So how is marketing going to change in the future is we have to get even better at being world-class directors and editors. It's our job to prompt AI on what we're trying to achieve, what's the problem we're trying to solve, and what insight are we trying to reveal, right? And then AI can then provide incredible added value. But if you're just waiting around for machine learning, data and analytics, and artificial intelligence to tell you what to do as a marketer, that's not a bright future. So the last thing I'll say on that is I couldn't be more optimistic about the role of marketing and business in the future. We're the energy source for the brand as an industry, right? Why is that? Because we hold the deepest passion for the customer, right? And trying to define what their needs and aspirations are. And we oversee those creative disciplines that are there to help them achieve that. So I think there's great power that we all have with our talents. We just have to unlock it.
Cool. So you will be on stage of the Marketing Offensive in the beginning of September in Hamburg. So what can we expect from your speech? What will happen there?
Well, I'm excited about this opportunity. And as you know, building a brand is an art and a science. And I'm definitely going to focus on the art of creating emotional bonds with your customers and really giving examples of how important it is to lean in to your creative practices within your company. And quite frankly, by the way, being creative doesn't mean you have to have the word innovation or design in your title. We all have a role to play within the creative process that drives innovation in what we deliver through our marketing. And so I'll kind of outline some of the lessons I learned while at Nike and how they might be applicable to you within the categories that you work within.
Cool. So I'm very curious, and I see you in less than 2 weeks on stage. Very happy that you are there. Greg, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.